Alright, what is up, guys? The all original kid here, and today we're actually going to begin the podcast. But I couldn't figure everything out exactly, so I'm just going to have some League of Legends gameplay in the background for the first one ever. So coincidentally, that's the topic today. I actually have my main man Hybrid here too.
What's up?
So we're going to be talking about League of Legends.
We're gonna be talking about League of Legends, and what exactly are we gonna talk about?
The best game in the world, guys.
The best game?
It is the best game in the world.
Why is it the best game?
It just is. It's the most competitive, like cancerous team bonding game in the world and shit.
It
It's
could be the
amazing.
most toxic. I don't
Community
know,
out
man.
there.
People can. I can see how people can label the game as being one of the worst, man.
Toxic in the game.
Because of the toxic community.
So I actually wanted to ask you about this. It's kind of interesting because there's a lot of like things surrounding the new champion called NEEKO.
Okay.
NEEKO is a shape-shifting chameleon. When the community found out she was lesbian, I don't know if you saw some of the memes and stuff, but I'd say that the reaction's kind of like, oh, why the fuck do I care? No one cares anymore in 2018.
Well, I mean,
going into 2019.
to be
now.
honest, like I didn't really hear about this until the other day when you talked about it.
Yeah, there's
Like it just shows like how I guess the news spread on really quick, but just died out that fast.
it's funny because this is actually I think League's first lesbian champion. But I don't really think NEEKO has a specific like gender preference. I think because I actually went into her lore, which is by the
By
way.
any chance, do you own NEEKO?
Yeah, I own NEEKO. I played her. I am a bit biased, but this is my honest opinion, honestly.
Dude, all the champions I've played, I've never read their lore. Fizz, I'll tell you guys right now, Fizz is my number one champion that I've played the most. You can check my
must know
profile.
Garen's.
I have 100,000 points on Fizz.
You
And
must know.
I've
Garen's.
never read his lore.
You must know Garen's at least.
I only know a little bit of Garen's.
You obviously know
Not
Garen's
too
basically like Captain America's origin story. He was a weak little outcast, and he just started working out and got all buff and shit. You must know at least that part, right?
Like I said, I only know a little bit, but
Okay, wow. Well, that's Garen's backstory. But back to NEEKO though.
Alright.
So basically, she lived in an island that was secluded from humans and all the other races in Runeterra. And this is why I say that I think she's not lesbian. I think because her race basically can shapeshift and stuff. I don't think that gender actually even plays a role in because any man could be a girl in that because they're chameleons. You know, they can like just switch like that. So I don't really think there's a gender in her race, to be honest.
You be like plants,
I think so. Because
like
her island was secluded from everything else, basically. And when she says she doesn't like man, she could have been referring to like humanity as a man, because that's how they used to refer it as. I don't think she's lesbian, to be honest. I just think that her sexual orientation, like, I don't think she gives a shit. Like, I don't think she cares.
hey man, if you saw her spotlight, she just cares about that frog, man.
The spot, and that, you know why she talks weird? Apparently, it's because like she's barely learning English and stuff. Because again, she's been secluded on a different island with it. Like her entire race is basically
really?
secluded. Yeah, it's in an island way far from like the actual map. It's not even on the map yet.
I didn't even know she was learning English.
Yeah, she was learning English. Why do you think she's all like, you make a funny face, like all fucking like dumb and stuff? I actually love her little like her voice. I like it how she talks. It reminds me kind of like the Yoda voice where he talks to himself like in like the third person and shit. I just think it's really cool and stuff.
So then
yeah.
you're gonna be a NEEKO main now.
I main a lot of champions now. Like,
All right, name them then.
Before I do that, I remember like, do you remember when I used to just main like one
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, let me go on to another one. And then all of a sudden there was 5. And then there's fucking 10.
This guy says he mains 5. Like, you can only main, like, 2.
I main a couple, to be honest. Well, I should say I have mained past tense.
Alright.
I'm gonna say that. Because
Who
I
have
used
you
to
mained?
go hardcore Echo. And then I used to main Teemo until someone stole my top lane. And then for a while I did main Kai'Sa. I could still technically go back to Kai'Sa. And then Pyke, I did main Pyke for a while. Sona, I mained for a little bit too. Well, I should say a lot because apparently I have an S.
So a lot of support roles, huh?
Support roles, I got a lot of S's in support role, and I think it's because of the way I play support.
Alright.
Which I play very aggressively as a support, which is not very common unless you're playing like a Thresh or a Blitz. Yeah, so and especially it's not common when you're playing fucking Sona, who's basically like whatchamacallit, like the generalization of a support into like one champion. That's basically what a support is, just heal, speed, just buffs and stuff. But yeah, I've done all of that. And now I'm maining NEEKO, which I'm very excited about. Because I honestly like her lore. I like how she talks. I like her play style. She plays very like around champions and stuff. Like if your team sucks, then you kind of suck because you're good. Because her R, you basically have to go in there and your team has to basically like. That's why I say you have to play around your team. Because if your team sucks, they're just gonna fucking die and then you die. But if your team's like semi-good, you can go in there and R, and then you can get out. Like, that's why it's good to have like a decent team. That's why I'm saying that she's very like, she's kind of a very support champion, like, in the ways that her R works.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Now, I know she's a new champion, and people are still trying to figure out what best suits her. I've already seen people play her in the jungle, mid lane, support, even ADC. What do you think is her best role?
I could definitely see her playing support. Jungle would also be.
But what do you think over time will be her predominant position? You know, like when you see like a Katarina, you're like, oh, it's a mid.
Yeah, she's not gonna be. She's not gonna be a support. Okay. She has a good build to be a support, but I've played against the NEEKO as a support, and it did not go well for the NEEKO. So yeah, she's not gonna be support.
You think it has to do with because as a support player, you have to sacrifice the CS, the gold, the experience with the ADC. As in, like if you played in your own lane, you would take up all that CS and gold, and just like use that to build better items and get ahead of everyone else instead of falling behind.
Yeah, I think it has to do with that because if you think about it, what makes NEEKO so good is her ability to get ahead in the early game.
Well, yeah, I heard her AP ratio's like...
Yeah, she's one of those early champions.
Not balanced.
She's one of those early champions that you're almost guaranteed to get ahead as long as you're playing semi-aggressive kind of passive. You kind of have to play a little bit passive because her because if you can't really like, she doesn't have so much distance that she can E you from like a mile away. But once like if you're going against a melee champion, you're their worst fucking nightmare because you'll E them, stun them, and then Q for a lot of damage. And then in a support role, you kind of don't get the chance to get ahead if your ADC's kind of shit. Like say if your ADC keeps dying, then you have to step up. But since you don't have the...
And then you're already behind.
You're behind, which doesn't make you very effective because the AP items are fucking expensive to buy to begin with. So I don't see her going as support. She could go potentially jungle. I haven't seen a lot of junglers that play NEEKO, which is surprising, honestly. I think her predominant role might be mid. That's my final answer.
You don't see her as playing as like a ranged mage?
She is a ranged mage. But I see her in mid, which mid basically has a whole bunch of mages for the majority of the
because what I'm thinking is I think also she'll be played mid more just because of her I don't know what hockey it is, but her ability where she clones herself.
Her passive? It's her
Her
passive.
no. I mean where like she makes like a duplicate and you like.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I think she needs to be in the mid lane so then she can roam around the map and use that to like engage or get out of ganks.
You
I
know,
think like if she's stuck to the top lane, her only like her own like spot to gank or
would
even
be
go help
mid.
out really is just the mid lane because bot lane is too far away.
You know, it's funny you say that because I was looking at a video the other day. Because I'm like, why the fuck why do we keep losing games and stuff? And I'm like, I've never been such a good, like, I could never really carry a game. Like, I could support someone who's carrying a game, but I've never been able to carry a game by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wondering, I'm like,
And as
why?
someone that carries a lot of games, I can say that you get really sore afterwards.
That
Your
back,
back
right?
starts
That
aching.
back. But I was wondering to myself, I'm like, what could I do basically
You got a
to
snowball.
carry games and stuff? And I was watching a video, and he basically said, well, once you get a lead, you got to share that lead with the rest of the lanes. And I'm like, you know what? I actually don't
Well,
do that as much, and I should start doing that more. Because Nico is kind of like a
what can I
roaming
say? What
champion.
can I say? One thing real quick.
What?
I think what you said is like somewhat right because I mean like yeah if you're talking about the mid lane position and if you're winning your spot you have the upper hand because you can go either top or bot lane and help their lane out with a gank and get 1 2 or even 3 kills with the enemy junglers there, but someone that plays top like me, uh, well what I've seen to be working is if I get the lead I need to push in my lane like crazy, and
See,
once the top laner gets really far behind, they're basically useless. Then that's when I can help. I think that's the problem. Like,
that's what I used to do, right? Well, I still do it. I haven't even implemented my plan yet, to be honest. I just push like crazy and stuff. And yes, I do take lanes, but at the same time, bot's getting shit on, and then the jungle tries to help, but then he gets shit on. So then you have three teammates that basically are behind and two that are okay, while their team's like three and then two that are decent. So like the math kind of evens itself out there, and you're basically fucked. So I'm gonna try to roam a little bit more, and that's kind of what you have to do with Nico, because her passive, I think, is her best part, that she could just imitate people.
well, right now I think people are still experimenting on like what's the best way of using her.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And
With
the
her
first thing
runes
that came
too.
up that came up to mind was swapping to the person on your team that's doing really shit, or
Yeah, because they'll
or
try to
if you're
jump you.
if you're communicating well with the jungler. I think those are the two most used tactics right now with her passive. But
I don't remember if you remember when the jungler basically was getting ganked by a Rengar, and I was in mid lane and he came from the back of the tower, and I basically swapped places with him, turned into Jax, and then roamed around the jungle because I have full health while Jax was like half health. I don't know that a lot of people know this, but when you turn into another champion, you actually get their health bar too.
okay, because I
Yeah,
know because when you're in my team, I just see your health.
yeah, my health. But when you turn into another champion, you get their exact same health. That's why sometimes when I'm low, I turn into fucking Garen because they won't fuck with me, and I basically get away and stuff. Another good tip. This is a tip that I honestly don't see a lot of Nikos doing. When you like W and you're not cloned, point the clone at your tower and run the opposite direction. Don't point it in the opposite direction and run to your tower, because that's not gonna fucking trick anyone. That's obvious that you're running to your tower. I've done this a couple times. I freaking juked 5 people by running towards them and past them into the jungle while they went it to my clone. It's just
I've seen it.
you gotta like you just gotta be smart with it.
How come you don't put your clone running the same direction that you're running already?
Because that's kind of
I mean-
counterproductive.
I mean, it's kind of like a 50-50 chance, right?
It is, but a lot of the times the clone runs faster than you, so it's already ahead of you, and you're gonna get caught. So that's why. Take that from personal experience. But Nico is a fun champion. Yeah, we should talk more about their lore. Their lore is pretty interesting.
Well, first I need to get into their lore whenever I get time to do some reading. Or maybe like I'll find like a YouTube video
It's a
of
YouTube
someone
video. I
reading
seen
me the lore.
yeah, I seen some I don't read it, like there's some guy who tells it to me. Um but yeah, their lore's kind of interesting.
Listen to it in my sleep. When I wake up, I know what Garen's lore is.
Garen's lore is pretty much the Captain America origin story, man. He's weak, and then like all of a sudden he just wanted to be strong and protect like Demacia, and he just got buff and shit. Obviously, Lux is his sister. Garen doesn't like magic. Tariq is his best friend. Tariq practices magic. Tariq was sent to a mountain. Tariq had to climb the mountain, and that's pretty much all I know about Tariq. But yeah, Garen's basically just Captain America, practically. Urgot's lore is pretty interesting too, but maybe that's for another day. Triplicity Islands Season 2.
Season 2.
Let me tell you, what was... Alright, let's recap before we move on.
Okay. All
Triplicity Islands...
Tell them what happened last time.
Triplicity Islands Season 1. What did you like most about it? I'm gonna ask you that before I go on to mine. What were the high points, low points, and all that good stuff in the middle?
I think the high points was how after just keep playing the game and getting resources and stuff, how we were able to like connect our islands and like make, I would say, like our one big island. Like I thought I came out pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like a little town.
Like, yeah, it was like I don't know, like it just felt cool, you know, like I thought our islands came out pretty good from what we started with, and I think one of the downsides was it was just pretty much just you and me the whole time. I wish we had more people. That's what I would like to say.
That's what I tried doing. Remember the little experiment I did with yeah, it was gonna be an even bigger idea than Triplicity Islands. It was gonna be like a faction type of server, but yeah, that would have been way harder to do.
Yeah, the people that we had with us just, I guess, were caught up doing other stuff, or just we're not interested and keep going with the project.
But to quote Syndicate, yeah, I'm quoting Syndicate. Quote, nah, but Syndicate said it the best, basically, that Minecraft's the only game that you can practically like start out with nothing and literally build like something amazing block by block. You can honestly say, oh, I did that click by click. I made this house click by click. I did this fence click by click. It's just one of those games that you can actually see like let's take League of Legends for example. You win, but then you do get like some sort of like you feel really happy about the win, but then going back at it, you have nothing to really look back at besides the replay. But in Minecraft, when you win when you build something amazing, and then you get back on it and you're like, damn, after like 2 years or so, you're like, damn, I did that. And that took a long time. So you can really marvel at like what you did, because we really took a long time building everything. And we did a lot of mining off camera, just because it was a lot of hours that we did mining off camera. One of the high points that I like...
Oh, wait. End quote.
End quote. But one of the high points that I had making Triplicity Islands, honestly, I enjoyed having Hybrid and Invader with me on the journey to the end.
Gee, thanks, man.
Honestly, it wouldn't have been the same if it was just me. It was a great series because of us three, basically. And I just love if you go back and see the original first episode, you can see like it was desolate, like it was desolate, like plain basically. And then we made it into something amazing. And I did a whole bunch of secret shit in my island that I don't even know if Hybrid remembers, but I had a secret layer underneath my trees, just in case anything ever happened or if we ever had a purge. like we had in the other the other series that we did a couple years back. You guys can see that in the We Are Apex Nation channel. But yeah, that was the high points.
Yeah, and I don't think we'll talk about other stuff that we think we might include in this upcoming season. Do you want to give them like a date or not yet?
I want to do this as probably soon as possible.
All right.
Um,
Now the thing, I don't think I've asked you this, but do you think it would be better if it was recorded or streamed,
I'm gonna record it just because my
or the first episode streamed?
I'm okay. The thing about streaming is my internet kind of
Mm-hmm.
sucks and it's kind of laggy, so I can't really stream even if I wanted to. Um, so I'm gonna have to record it and then upload the first episode.
Okay.
But you should feel free to stream it if you like.
Because I mean, here's the thing, guys. Like, we would stream it, and it'd be cool because it's live and stuff. But you need to remember that we're on empty islands, and a lot of the time you're just gonna be seeing just us mine and talk.
Yeah, pretty much. We could
and
we
that's
could
where
probably
and
stream
that's
that.
where recording comes in handy because we can cut out those parts where we're just silent, or because sometimes even when we're in chat and talking to each other, we still have personal things going on, and sometimes maybe one person's mining by themselves for 15 minutes, or like someone needs to go somewhere and they leave the server. Things just happen, and I think if well, I don't know, because I've considered streaming just because I think it would
I
upload
think
all the videos, but I think overall, I think I'll just stick to recording the series.
I think it would be a good
Just
idea
saying.
to stream the mining and just record like say we go on an adventure and stuff, and there's actually like a lot of things happening. Record that. Stream mining, but record the other thing. That way, if someone wants to have a chat with you on chat, you could just have a chat because you're just mining regardless. So
True
I,
that.
I
True
think
that.
that's a good idea. Yeah, but something to think about. I would be probably streaming on Twitch because again, like I said in the previous video that I uploaded on the channel, I want to keep my channel kind of clean, and all those streams are just kind of ugly. Just a whole bunch of clutter that I don't need. Triplicity
Oh,
Islands. Oh,
oh
sorry.
no,
I'll
go,
let
go
Vaughn
on, go on, go
finish.
on. No, you started. Go.
Triplicity Islands season 2. Um, I gotta get the seed still. I'm not too sure how it's gonna work. I'm honestly thinking about either having it either in the mainland. I know, cue the booze, or again having it in the middle of the ocean. Um, I have a seed in mind already. Um, but regardless, I know it's gonna be great. So yeah, stay tuned for that amazing stuff because
All
it's
right.
coming.
I have a quick question.
Yeah, go.
What is going to be the main difference from season two from season one?
Well, for starters, it's been like around what, a year or 2 years since we did
It
Triplicity
has been a
Island.
while, yeah.
There's been quite a bit of updates in Minecraft.
True that.
So now there's
There's now
actually
turtles.
there's underwater zombies. So that's just gonna make the Guardian boss a lot harder. Um, there's a whole bunch of stuff that they added that I don't even remember. They added a couple more villages. They added a new block. They added. We'll find out. We'll find out throughout the thing. They also added this new monster that apparently if you don't sleep, it comes after you.
Huh?
Yeah, they added a couple things, man. So we'll find out throughout the series because I haven't really like done a lot of research on that. I mean, I've only seen Captain Sparkle show it off, and that's pretty much it. Um, but yeah, we will find out what they added on that stuff. That's gonna be the main difference, just finding and experiencing new things. They also added a blueberry thing. So
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
that's there now. So yeah, that's probably gonna be the main difference. Again, I was thinking about.
Of course, like off the podcast, we'll discuss ideas and stuff.
Yeah. Again, I was thinking maybe we should do it maybe in the mainland. But then again, I'm like, well, that's not really an island, is it? So yeah,
Yeah.
we'll definitely think that in. We'll try to get Invader Scott on here too. One of these days when he's free.
Yeah, we need to have a chat with him, see what's up.
So, in conclusion, guys, I hope you guys
Wait,
enjoyed.
before we end, I just wanted to say, if you're new here and you don't know what Triplicity Islands is, it's a series we created a few years back, and it has trying it because it was just me, Original, and Invader. It was just going to be the three of us where we have our own little island and we just start from there from nothing. And this is going to be season 2 where we do it all over again.
So it's gonna be great. Again, link in the bio for Hybrid's videos. If you guys want to go check him out. He's basically got half of the series on his channel because the other half was on the werapexnation, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so he's got half of it, and then
Yeah, I just started to create my own channel, and which is where the new series is going to be uploaded.
Also, his quality of videos will be a lot better because last time in Triplicity Island Season 1, he was running it off a laptop.
Off a laptop.
And now he's got a full-blown gaming computer, so it's
now
just,
I got it. Yep.
It's going to be great, guys. So yeah.
This is going to be a good year.
Hybrid's got to go.
Well, what I mean, I can say good year. It's already going to be the end of the
year. Hybrid's going to go. He's got to go already. So I'm going to conclude here. So I hope you guys enjoy the podcast. Leave some comments down below what you guys want us to talk about, and we'll be sure to
share your ideas for season 2 as well.
Yeah, share some ideas, guys. Like spit some ideas our way, and we'll be sure to reply and stuff. So, yeah, that's about it, guys. Peace out.
All right. Bye.